Hey, what's up guys? It's your man 4am again, back with a new Once Human guide. It's been a while, but today I have a Way of Winter exclusive for you in which I'm gonna talk about epic new features introduced with a Frosty update, which is gonna drop in just a couple days. I got the chance to play it early and discover all the essentials you want to know about to survive the hot and cold, not burn to crisp or literally freeze your balls off, as the new weather conditions are brutal. We're gonna cover all the blueprints introduced with this new update, talk about dishes to increase your survivability, my favorite farm spot for these ingredients, and so much more, so you will come prepared when the update drops on day 1. So let's get right to it. I would like to say a big thanks to Starry Studio for granting me access to an earlier version of the Way of Winter update. Also important to know that some information right here might change with a full release or build. Well, I'm confident that most of it will be accurate. Anyways, let's start off with survival, as wow, the weather conditions in this new update are brutal. The more you get to the mid and end game zones of the new Way of Winter world, or if your server approaches the final stages, it will become more difficult to survive. Specifically, the cold and the hot will make short work of you in just a matter of seconds if you don't come prepared. First off, the addition of stoves I think is an interesting one, how you can increase your survivability by adding different types of heating or cooling materials. Logs, charcoals, but also hot rock ore to maximize the temperature inside, while we can also use a cold crystal ore found with the new update to make it a little bit cooler. If we check out the building menu, function facility, this is where you can find the campfire, cooling fan, electric heater, and also the simple vintage stove. On the campfire, you can even throw portable and premium fuel, which I would never recommend you to do inside. Still though, I favor the simple vintage stove because it looks really nice. The new Way of Winter update also comes with some new dishes, very important for survival as they increase both heat and cold resist. Especially the all-weather stew. I'm going to show you an amazing place where you can pick up all the ingredients for it, but this one increases both of them by 30. While the easiest to make first is the salty roast spiked tomatoes, which increase your cold resist by 10. Let's also make one of these. We also have ice melons, for which you only need the ice melons. To unlock these, you want to open up your Cradle Memetics tab, go to the logistics, and on dishes too, you'll be able to pick up both the salty roasted spiked tomatoes and the ice melon. If you make your way to tier 3, this is where you can pick up the all-weather stew. If you're just getting started with a scenario, mint, ginger, and spiked tomatoes can be picked up right off the bat, which is going to be no problemo for you to find. While for the ice melons, you're going to have to make your way to the colder biomes as it exclusively grows right here. I've got an amazing spot for you guys where you can pick up every single ingredient to make the all-weather stew, make survival in these harsh environments, let's say, a whole lot easier. So for everything except the ice melon, I think the starter zone in the far east is going to be nice for you, while this place is top tier to pick up everything including the ice melon. South of the Unfallen crash site, if we walk into the woods, we will be able to find a whole lot more of these ingredients. We've got another ice melon, we've got some spiked tomatoes, we've got some more spiked tomatoes. While for the ginger and mint, you want to look for these bright pink leaves. We've got another ice melon, spiked tomato, and that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is the mint. So there you go, all the different ingredients for this dish, which in my opinion is essential for survival in the new update. Also, very important, the stew which you eat comes with a hydration bonus. As you can see, it just reset my duration. While if we eat a snack, for example those spiked tomatoes, we can combine the two bonuses. Right now, if we look at our character status, the temperature says cozy state, which means we are no longer freezing or burning, which is going to make your adventures so much easier. Be noted though that these dishes can spoil. Another very important item you want to craft as quick as possible are these heating stones that come with a new update, both the heatium and thermoium. With a higher heat capacity, the stone material can maintain its temperature for a longer time after heating or cooling, and it's used to enhance resistance to extreme temperatures. You first want to craft one of these fellas, and then you can basically make a heatium. This one increases both cold and frost resist to 10%. So it's important you craft one of these fellas and take it on your journey, as this can make the difference between life and death. As you can see right here, I had all the best snacks in my tummy. Even standing inside all this together wasn't enough to withstand the cold. After crafting the stone, getting back to our last location, you can see that we're no longer affected by the cold. We do still have that -40, which is pretty close to the -50, but thankfully the hetium takes care of that extra 10 resist. Another way how you can warm up in the cold is to simply equip your torch. This one will also come with some bonus to your cold resist. If you enjoyed the content so far, it would be amazing if you could spare 1 second of your time, hit that like button, and of course share your questions, suggestions for future videos in the comments down below. But there are more ways how you can stay warm with the new updates, by hunting specific creatures. Actually, every single animal now comes with unique bonuses when you craft your gear. The winter update also comes with new weapon and armor blueprints, but let's check out the crafting first, as right now, just like with the cooking, we can also choose exclusive bonuses based on the resources we use. If we go for the crafting materials, specifically the hides, we can use the different ones we found during our hunting trips. Rawhide, for example, with heat resist, deer hide with cold resist. However, if we choose a headpiece, we get a whole lot of different bonuses. Damage reduction, weak spot damage reduction, scope damage, sprint damage reduction, non-combat damage reduction. So all the different pieces you choose will basically come with something else. Both the chest and the leggings will have different resistances. With the gloves, you can go for gathering speed and yield boost. Boots come with different types of speeds. We've got roll speed, crouching speed, swim speed, maximum load, stamina, etc. While with the face masks, we can get extra damage, melee damage, physical damage, melee critical strike chance, while one of my favorites right here is the weak spot damage from the wolves. So all these bonuses can be very interesting depending on the build you're working on. New weapons, armor, and crafting mechanics. Sounds sweet, right? Well, let's check out all the blueprints. So first off, we have some weapon blueprints. Let's check out the ARs first. We've got the Autumn Equinox, a Fortress Warfare AR with a pretty nice HP recovery, 4% of your maximum HP per second in this state. While if your HP is above 75%, you even get a bonus of 25 weapon damage. I am not 100% sure where you can pick it up, as it was unlocked from the get-go on this testing account. But if we look at, for example, the recurve crossbow, I'm quite confident you'll be able to pick it up from the POIs if you look for mystical crates in the new area. But back to the ARs, we also have the Silent Anubis, a Frost Vortex one, which generates ice crystals when you hit targets. These automatically shatter after 15 seconds, dealing Frost Elemental status damage equals to your Psi intensity level. Ice crystals can also be shattered by shooting at them, which is something I very much recommend you to do to make all this more interesting. I can't wait to show these weapons in another video, but let's move on to the next one, LMG. This one right here is the Conflicting Memories. This bad boy triggers shrapnel after every 12 hits, and for every 50 magazine capacity, the parts hit by shrapnel are +1. Also, for every 15 magazine capacity in excess of the 100, the shrapnel damage is +8%, with also a +40 magazine capacity. So it has a whole lot of firepower right there. Very interesting one. We already talked about the Frost weapon, but we also have a new shotgun, the Pyroclasm starter for burn builds. These shots have a 18% chance to trigger burn. Shots have a 15% chance to generate a Deviant particle, which can be picked up to enter a charge state, up to 4 stacks. And upon reloading, expand all the charge stacks to add Dragon's Breath to ammunition until the next reload, which allows your attacks to deal blaze damage equal to your weapon damage, 80% of that, which also applies burn bonus damage. On top of that, each charge stack expanded increases your blaze damage by an additional 10%. So once again, an interesting weapon for elemental builds. The winter update also comes with 2 new armor sets and 2 uniques to craft. The first one, a purple set, Blueprint Snow Panther. Very interesting for, I think, PvP, specifically defensive situations. The first set part gives you plus 10 torso damage reduction. Second, when there is a friendly player within 10 meters, when you're within allied territory, you will have a plus 8% bonus to melee, status, and weapon damage. Third part, even better, another plus 8, which stacks up to 3 times for 10 seconds when within allied territory, while with the fourth one, you can boost 2 turrets within 5 meters to deal 50% more damage. If we open up our inventory, check out gear, well, there we go. I think it looks pretty nice, even comes with, I don't know, seems to be crocodile skin at the knees, but we also have the legendary one. I think this one looks even better, which is called the Blackstone set. It's going to be especially interesting to craft just one part of the set, as it comes with cold and heat resist, which is going to make your survival in this harsh environment a little bit easier. Dealing damage grants 1 stack of perception, elemental damage plus 2 for 2 seconds. The effect stacks 1 time every 0.5 seconds up to a maximum of 5. So that's a total of 10, pretty decent for elemental builds. And when temperature is between 10 to 30, you also gain a warm status, plus elemental damage as well. So frost builds right here really start to shine. And the fourth set bonus, at 5 stacks of perception, you are considered in warm status. When the environment is between 10 to 30 degrees, you also increase your elemental damage by 7%. This set reminds me a little bit of Killzone. I don't know, right now we look like these Killzone soldiers with the gas mask. I think it looks pretty cool. Definitely an interesting one to try if you want to rock one of those new elemental weapons. But I don't know, I like my own build that still works like a charm. 4 set bonus of the Lone Wolf, while I also got my hands on Bastille gloves for increased weapon damage when HP is above 70%, and the Old Huntsman boots to trigger the bullseye. Basically a bullseye build with the AWS bingo and also the wildfire. If we go and check out the Wish Machine Blueprint Shop, well, this is where you can also pick up those new blueprints. The Snow Panther set, just like the Equinox, probably obtainable from those mystical chests in the new biome. All the legendary blueprints can also be picked up at the Blueprint Shop. If we check out the Shotgun Blueprint, this is where you'll be able to find the Pyroclasm starter, while the Silent Abyss can be found at the very top. LMGs, the Conflicting Memories, voila. But we also get key gear blueprints or uniques. The Fire Rune boots, amazing for burn builds, I think. If you combine this with a Pyroclasm starter, it's gonna be epic. When a target nearby is afflicted with burn, there is going to be a 50% chance to generate deviated particles. If you pick these up, you will further increase your blaze damage by another 30% for 15 seconds. While the Slow Camouflage gloves, for frost builds, when ice crystal shatters, 4 additional ice missiles will launch at nearby enemies. So you can really stack all the frost procs, which is gonna make these frost vortex builds insane. We'll deal frost vortex damage of 60% psi intensity to the targets it hits. If we go to the set blueprints, the Blackstone can be picked up at the very bottom. Guys, don't forget to first make a wish at the Wish Machine, search for this part with some fragments. Then afterwards purchase it, so it's going to be easier for you to level it up. As you can see, with all the different fragments used, right now we go from level 1 to 6, which will make this piece of armor a whole lot more powerful. But of course, we're going to have to do that for every single part, which is going to require some seasons probably, but definitely something you want to do to maximize the survivability and damage of all your items. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it, everything you need to know to come prepared for day 1. Not freeze to death, craft yourself top tier weapons and armor, and cook amazing dishes. If you enjoy the content, like would be very much appreciated, and of course, share your thoughts in the comments down below. Can't wait to hear your thoughts about the updates, and of course, a lot more is coming your way. Right now though, it's 4 AM out. I want to wish you an amazing day. I'll check you in the next video or live stream. Peace.